streets of Iran are in chaos. Thousands of citizens are protesting soaring inflation, skyrocketing food prices, and a government crackdown that has already claimed over 2,000 lives, and the violence shows no sign of stopping. Into this volatile mix steps U.S. President Donald Trump, who has sent a direct message to Iranian protesters: keep protesting, help is on the way. At the same time, Trump has suspended all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killings of civilians come to a halt. The unrest, which began in late December, has escalated rapidly. Human rights groups warn that the death toll could be far higher, though Iran's near-total internet blackout makes verification almost impossible. Some citizens are still accessing the web via Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, documenting the chaos in real time. Trump has repeatedly condemned Iran's deadly crackdown, calling it a blatant crossing of a red line. He is reviewing a range of possible responses, from military strikes and cyber operations to psychological measures supporting protesters, though he has not confirmed any final decision. Meanwhile, he has ramped up economic pressure, announcing a 25% tariff on any country doing business with Iran, targeting nations like China, Russia, Turkey, Brazil, and the UAE. Trump frames the protests as a historic push toward freedom in Iran, stating that the United States stands ready to support the Iranian people, perhaps like never before. But Tehran is not backing down. Iranian officials have warned that any U.S. or allied intervention will be met with retaliation, and American and Israeli targets could become legitimate military objectives. With U.S. pressure rising, protests intensifying, and thousands of lives at stake, the region teeters on the brink. Will Trump's promises spark a historic intervention, or could diplomacy still prevail? Iran says around 2,000 people were killed during recent protests. But what if that number isn't just wrong? What if it's hiding one of the deadliest crackdowns in modern history? Because according to verified sources inside Iran, the real number may be over 12,000. An Iranian official told Reuters that about 2,000 people died in protests against the regime, blaming so-called terrorists for the deaths of civilians and security forces. It's the highest official number the government has admitted so far. But human rights groups, journalists, and insiders say the truth could be far darker. The United Nations human rights chief, Volker Turk, says he is horrified by the violence. He condemned Iran for killing peaceful demonstrators and for labeling protesters as terrorists to justify deadly force. In his words, the killing of peaceful demonstrators must stop. At the same time, Iran has gone into near-total blackout. Internet access cut, communications crippled, media outlets shut down, journalists threatened. This isn't just crowd control. Critics say it's an attempt to hide the scale of the killings. An Iranian opposition outlet, Iran International, now claims that at least 12,000 people were killed, mostly over just 2 nights, January 8th and 9th. If true, it would be the largest killing of protesters in Iran's modern history. And unlike rumors on social media, this claim is backed by months of verification. Iran International says it reviewed information from sources close to the Supreme National Security Council, sources inside the presidential office, members of the Revolutionary Guard and the Basij, doctors, nurses, medical centers, eyewitnesses, and families of victims, all cross-checked through a multi-stage verification process. According to these findings, most victims were shot dead by the Islamic Revolutionary Corps and the Basij militia. The killings were not random, they were organized. Sources say live fire was authorized at the highest levels, including direct approval from Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Many of those killed were young people, under 30, students, workers, ordinary citizens demanding change. Families were often warned not to speak or risk consequences. Iran has a long history of hiding casualty figures. Bodies disappear, death certificates are altered, Families are silenced. Under a communications blackout, confirming a final death toll becomes almost impossible. Iran International is now calling on Iranians inside and outside the country to send videos, photos, medical records, and testimonies. Their goal: to ensure no victim is erased and no massacre is buried in silence. So Iran says 2,000 were killed, but evidence suggests the real number could be 6 times higher. If true, this isn't just a protest crackdown, it's a historic massacre.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.